So it was discussed how in the age of Kali, everything there is fault. Kaler dosha nide rajan, eko nasti mahan guna, kirtana deva krishnasya, mukta sangha param. Next verse is this actually. They are one after another. So it was already mentioned how in Kali Yuga, it is anything you try to do, there will be some kind of fault, mistake. Nothing can be done perfectly actually. Even though we all try to do things perfectly, but somehow or other, the Kali Yuga's nature is that it ends up imperfect because of so many issues. Not anything very specific as such. And it is already mentioned that in spite of all these faults, only one good thing, that is chanting the holy name of Krishna. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya. Very specifically. Mukta Sangha Parampara. The faults can be transcended by involving chanting the holy name of Krishna. So after that, there need not be any doubt about that. So in this verse, so the previous verse it is already said, even though there are so many faults, only by chanting the holy name you can be free from all those faults. Now in this verse, very specifically mentioned that this chanting then cannot be underestimated. Looks like very simple, no? Just take your bead back and just chant. Your tongues are vibrating and your hands are. You don't even have to use the hands. And you just can. Chanting doesn't mean without the count. No? Without counting also you can chant. So that means what? You don't need anything. Just sit quietly and just vibrate their names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Looks like what is this actually? This is enough. Is it good enough? So this was a clear doubt, saying that so the material world created to give an opportunity for the fallen souls to actually go back home, back to God. Purpose. Jail is created so that the person who is unfit to be living in the society to transform. कभी-कभी उधर सुधर जाते हैं, छोड़ देते, चलो भाई ठीक है अभी सुधर गए, चलो. Depends upon the level of crime anyway. थोड़ा मोटा पिकपॉकेट कर दिया 6 महीने का अंदर छोड़ देगा, चलो जाओ. तो 6 महीने के बाद वो पिकपॉकेट करेगा, वो अलग बात है. But then it is expected that by being there you transform, you change. अरे भाई अंदर इतना बैठा है, वो somebody keeps counting, no days are going, चलो जल्दी जल्दी जाके वापस शुरू करेगा. That's a different thing. So the same way, the material world is created to give an opportunity to the AC की वजह से. But you like AC, why you are coughing the AC? नहीं पढ़ने के लिए आया. ज्यादा ठंडी लग गया. ठीक है. So the material world is the place of transformation. It's like a hospital. Prabhupada gives the example of a hospital. You go to hospital to get cured, no disease. Nobody goes to hospital to stay there, no. एक room leave and license डाल करके एक साल पूरा रहने वाला कोई नहीं है. In fact, people very much looking hospital. Suppose कोई एक महीना तक, हाँ, you will be thinking, अरे when will I go out? When he comes out, it will be like a liberation, I'm just looking at the four walls, all the time, nurse and doctor and sick people and people dying. Sometimes if you are in the ward, you will see somebody dying in front of you. So when you come out, now I am free. Even though you may not be fully cured, but at least half the disease is gone just coming out. So material world is like an hospital. You have to be thinking when you will get out of this place. So, 4 yugas are there because it has to go in cycle. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. So Krishna has mercifully given a process of perfection in each yugas. So in Satya Yuga, people were very advanced in the mode of goodness. Previously, it was already explained. In Satya Yuga, mostly there will always be some odd man out. That apart, some exceptions should be there. That apart. Mostly, people will be in the mode of goodness. So the process is also according to that. So Kritaya Dhyayato Vishnu. Kritayuga. The Kritayuga means Satyayuga. Dhyayato Vishnu. That's a process. Meditation. Because it is easy for a person to meditation means you have to be in the mode of goodness. You can't be very ignorant and meditate. Suppose ignorance is there. Meditation karega? You don't have any control over your mind. Meditation means you have to have control over your mind. That can happen only in the mode of goodness. Somebody is very aggressive, control. You can't meditate. But suppose somebody is very aggressively doing something, how you can sit? Meditation means somebody very quietly sitting. That requires particular atmosphere outside, particular atmosphere inside. Inside is mind. Outside also. Outside, suppose in the marketplace you can sit and meditate. So much noise. Then what you can? Outside also it's be goodness. Inside also everything is peaceful. Inside you are thinking about all kinds of garbage. Still you cannot meditate. So the process is given meditation because people are in the mode of goodness and people used to be in the mode of goodness in Satyika. That is why the process. It's not something very, whimsically, chalo meditation karo. No, science, it is science. Meditation is a science. Yoga is a science. Yoga is a science. So, so this meditation is a very long process. As we said, for meditation, you'll have to have control over your mind. But before you have the control over your mind, you'll have to have your control over your senses. Mind is the 6th sense. No, पहला 5 sense को करो फिर mind का हो जाएगा. Working senses. Jnanendriyas, karmendriyas. These have to be controlled. So karmendriya का control करना है yoga exercise से, Ashtanga yoga practice. That is also science. Now we have a lot of people doing yoga. All glories to Narendra Modi. कुछ तो कर रहा है. All over the world people are doing. That is also science, but that is not that's only the first step. Still, taking first step can lead to another step also. Who knows actually? Suppose the fellow who will be doing yoga, somehow or other, he may get the book Perfection of Yoga. अरे भाई ये तो योगा कर रहा था, ये क्या perfection करके किताब मिल गया और पढ़ लिया तो perfection हो जाएगा. So everybody cannot be brought to Krishna consciousness in one stroke. Different people, different ways. Sometimes a person having a good opinion about the institution is also a first step. Many times our programs, it is not that all programs you do 7-session course. Sometimes you do interfaith program. Sometimes you do a scientific program. In scientific program, you don't expect the fellow to, one day you give seminar, next day you will take the build back. You don't expect that. Just having a good opinion itself is a first step towards his perfection. First step. So in that way, meditation, it takes a long time because first of all, you have to control your body. No, body should be flexible. Body should be, if you are sitting and meditating, you should cooperate with your idea of meditation. No, the body is demanding something else. So it's a very long process. It is stated that to perfect the Ashtanga Yoga practice, it takes how long? How long it takes?
10,000 years.
Huh?
10,000 years.
Only 60. Dharmatma Prabhu is newly initiated, so we congratulate him taking the step of getting initiated. He went like thunder and he came with the initiation. Vrindavan transformed him. So now onwards he will be Dharmatma. So Dharam has transformed to Dharmatma. Hey Krishna. So generally it takes about 60,000 years. You may wonder, are 60,000 years? Yes, people used to live for 1 lakh years at that time. Different yugas, the lifespan used to be different also. Somebody who is living for 1 lakh years, 60,000 years is 60% of their life. Sometimes we come in contact with Krishna and after 60% of life is finished. So where is the question of doing yoga practice comes? But you will see meditation in this process, it is such a tedious process, except some extraordinary persons. It is a very difficult process. We see in the form of Dhruva Maharaj, extraordinary person who can perfect it in 4 months also. Within 6 months, let us say. Because he is exception, so everybody cannot do that. He met Narada Muni and he was kind of very revengeful. How is that I am denied? Kshatriya. Kshatriya is, spirit of Kshatriya is there. And he just wanted determination. Determination was so strong. Nothing could stop him, including Narada Muni's advice of go back home, back to palace. No, I am back home, back to garden. Make a palace. He was very determined. His way of austerity. See, austerity is so strong. In first month, he was only eating fruits every 3 days, not every day, not 3 times in a day. In 3 days once. A small boy. That is determination. How strong the determination. And the second month he was eating grass, dry leaves, once in 6 days. Double. घास तो क्या मिलेगा उसमें से 6 days, once in 6 days, that also. Third month, just water, once in 9 days, another 3 days. And fourth month he was only breathing, once in 12 days, 3 days. In 12 days he will take 1 breath. Then he started standing on 1 leg on the 5th month. And he was one with the Supreme. See, when you capture the Supreme Personality of God within the heart, you become one in quality with him and you get the quality of the Lord. So quality of the Lord is to be heavy. He became so heavy, earth cannot take his load. With 1 leg he was standing. And because he actually controlled his breathing, one with the Supreme Lord, the entire universe breathing also controlled. Everybody is suffocated. Small boy in Madhuvan, Vrindavan. This all happened in Madhuvan. Madhuvan is a very special place. Even Ambarish Maharaj did his Ekadashi in Madhuvan. This is also Madhuvan. So universal choking up. One small boy is breathing. It's very heavy kind of meditation. It's also meditation. But then, before you talk about meditation, how many times we are eating every day we should find, You can't fulfill this and you want like Guru Maharaj capturing your Supreme Lord. If one time only we miss, then rats running करके बोलते हैं. Then you learn to find out कुछ तो पेट पूजा कर. वो तो austerity में कहाँ है? Unless control of the tongue and control of the senses are there, we are so totally uncontrolled. How can meditation be even thought about? Forget about doing it. So in this way, the atmosphere was very favorable for meditation. But in the case of Narada Muni, it was, exceptional case. Exceptional case. Nobody has ever done that. There are people who do exceptional tapasyas. Even Hiranyakashipu's tapasya is exceptional. That's a very different kind of very passion and ignorance kind of thing. But then, how many can do that also? Chalo. Taken for granted, it is not so great. How somebody goes and starts meditating, standing on the toes, hands up, and then so much you are meditating from your body, so much heat is coming, and your body is eaten by the white ants, and the ant hill is made. You don't even know how long you are supposed to be there, and the entire flesh is eaten. Still, he was within the bones surviving. What a kind of austerity is that? Normally, it is not possible. These are all extraordinary people, exceptional cases from normal. This is what the level of austerity and tapasya one can do. That is possible in Satyuga. Other yugas, it is not quite possible. Other yugas, one may try to do so much disturbance to yuga. The overcoming is another difficulty. Meditation may, if some small mistake happens, your entire thing is gone. Saubari Muni, he was meditating also. He chose not to meditate on the ground because ground में disturbance है. पानी का अंदर disturbance नहीं है क्या? उधर भी disturbance. किधर भी जाओ in this material world, wherever you go, there will be some kind of disturbance. Underwater you are meditating. So meditating over water is so difficult. He is doing underwater. Underwater is supposed, fish is supposed to do it. But he is doing it. Extraordinary power. But then, by seeing the fishes populating, he got disturbed. Tapasya. So in the process of tapasya, even though it is a long time taking, if some disturbance come and you deviating is quite possible. In those ages, what to speak of now? Vishwamitra was another great example. He was a great tapasvi. He wanted to become Brahma Rishi, and he was doing tapasya. Then we know that Menaka came and his tapasya is broken. Those things are possible also. Not that it's one-way traffic, just Guru Maharaj आया 5 महीने में हो गए, चलो हम भी 5 महीने में हो गए. 5 महीने में first step भी नहीं ले सकते. So if some disturbances can happen at that time, what to speak of now? Imagine. Now we are in the middle of all the disturbances. Every direction disturbance. Now, those days only 1-2 disturbances were there. Even though सुबह से शाम तक कुछ ना कुछ. Anything you want to go on the internet, disturbance. You want to open the TV, disturbance. You walk outside the house, disturbance. Anywhere, anything. So in spite of all these things, what kind of meditation is possible? That is why meditation is ruled out in Kali Yuga. The atmosphere is not good. Process depends upon where you are situated. No, you cannot be just anything can be done at any time. Doesn't work like that. So then Trete, so Dopara is meditation. So if you are there, then you can talk about meditation. Then ठीक है भाई, Treta Yuga. So in Treta Yuga only it was not recommended for meditation as the process of perfection. What is the Treta Yuga is the time when Ramachandra came. Rama Rajya was the time at the time. In that time only, the process is given as yajna. Treta Yam Yajatma Pakaya. It was not said that, in Treta Yuga you do meditation and go back to God. So in Treta Yuga only, then you do yajna. What is this yajna? Yajna is for the yajnatat karmanon yatra lokoyam karma. Yajna has to be done for the pleasure of Vishnu. If yajna is done for any other purpose, that will not help a person for perfection. It can help for something else. You want to go to the heavenly planet, you want to go this, you want to get that, there are so many yajnas are there. But then, yajna as a process of achieving perfection of going back to God, that is recommended in Treta Yuga. So, what is required for yajna? Yajna, you require a person to perform the yajna. Qualified person who knows what to do with the yajna, what is to be done. He should be expert in conducting the yajna. The yajna, important component is reciting the mantra perfectly. And then ingredients. You have to offer the ingredients. Pure ingredients. Ghee. Pure ghee. Cow ghee. Grains. Pure ingredients. Not genetically modified. Pure. Desi. Some desi cheese like that. And all these things are required. Particular time, place. It's not that anywhere anything can be done. All these factors will be there. So now, the ghee, if you take a normal, traditional method of making the ghee, you make the milk, cow milk, into dahi, and then you churn. And then butter comes, and take the butter and clarify that is what the ghee is. So, you can go to Talasari farm and sit and watch what happens. How much milk is required to make the dahi? Milk is milk निकालने से आप देख सकते हैं. हाँ ठीक है, गिर गाय का मिल्क है, उसको बॉयल किया, दही बना, फिर दही बनाने के बाद उसको चर्निंग में डाला, चर्निंग किया, कितना बटर निकला सामने दिख सकता है. Then you clarify it and you get the ghee. So we find out in that process how much milk is required वगैरह. It is for making 1 kilo of ghee, it requires about the expenditure of the milk, etc. It is coming around more than 1,200, 1,300 rupees से ऊपर होता है. And market में आपको घी कितना में मिलता है? 500 rupees में मिलेगा. ये कैसे हो सकता है घी ऐसा? कौन सा गाय हेवनली प्लैनेट गाय ऐसा दे दिया दूध आपको 500 रुपए में आ गया. The question arises, you yourself do the experiment, no? तुम्हारे सामने ही गाय है, तुम्हारे सामने ही दूध निकलता है, तो इतना पैसा, इतना दूध लगता है, फिर कैसा उतना में हो सकता है? So, if you are going to bring that ghee and do yajna, you think that you will get the benefit? क्या benefit लगेगा? Ingredient उसमें mix हो जाएगा ना, तो value नहीं. You can't perform a yajna with third kind of ghee. Not up. And ingredients क्या क्या mix कर दिया, adult आजकल है ना, even the ingredient में adulteration हो जाती है. Rice का अंदर plastic rice, I can't understand what is this plastic rice. It's made of plastic as well, but you can digest it.
Creates problem in the world.
So it looks like rice. It cooks also like rice. No, after cooking it will look like rice only.
People are dying after having those kinds of.
So they can't do anything good, I think.
When we burn it, kacha, it burns. It becomes like plastic.
Cabbage and all they are making.
Cabbage also plastic.
See the ingredients, you see how much, to get a pure ingredient is very difficult. Unless you cultivate yourself, you can't trust it. Organic is required. Where is organic? Anywhere and everywhere, either chemical fertilizer or you put all kinds of modified DNA, this modified, that modified. So the basic requirements of ingredient is not there. How can you do anything? And then comes person to do it. Where is the qualified Brahmana? So-called Brahmana, he will start the yajna. वो बोलेगा अरे थोड़ा जल्दी कर देना आज. वो बोलेगा नहीं हमारे पास इतना टाइम लगेगा. नहीं शॉर्टकट मारो, हमारे पास टाइम नहीं. वो कुछ बोला क्या नहीं किसी को पता नहीं. हो गया काम, चलो सागा सो गया, चलो हो गया. ऐसा यज्ञ नहीं होता है. वो राइटली बोला, रॉन्गली बोला, डिटरमिन करना कोई नहीं. It is like, if nobody knows anything, whatever you dance is the real dance actually. Suppose भरतनाट्यम अरंगेट्रम करके रख दिया, किसी को मालूम नहीं भरतनाट्यम क्या है. So whatever the girl is dancing, that is okay. Everything, बहुत अच्छा हो गया. It is not that, Bharatanatyam, experts are sitting to determine and all. No Arangetra will be successful actually. उनको बोलना है अरंगेट्रम हो गया, इसके लिए सबको बोला है, अरंगेट्रम कर दिया, हो गया काम. ऐसा if nobody knows what is mantra, anything you do is yajna only, and most of our yajnas are like that. The importance of reciting mantra is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the incidents of Vritrasura. This Indra actually conducted a yajna in which Vishwarupa was made the priest. And the Vishwarupa, he gave some oblations to the demons. So Indra was so upset, he actually chopped his head, killed him. Brahmana. His father, Twashta, was so upset. He said that, how dare you kill my son? Revengeful. He wanted to do a yajna. By means of yajna, different things can be achieved. He wanted to create a person who can actually be enemy of Indra. Means very powerful, and in the battle he will kill him. So he wanted to create. So he made a big yajna. So he has to create a enemy of Indra. So he is supposed to chant Indra Shatru. Indra Shatru bolne ka tha. But this is what previous ages, and because his mind was very agitated to create a person to kill Indra, so he actually recited Indra Shatru. A, do matra. A is one matra. One is A. A. The दोनों का difference है little bit one. Just little bit. Instead of Indra Chatru, he said Indra Shatru. The meaning is ulta. He is creating a person for whom Indra will be the enemy. One who is the enemy, he become more powerful. So he created something inferior just by one A extra. Nothing else. Everything else was perfect. Ingredient was perfect, time was perfect, everything you managed, except in this entire exercise on A. थोड़ा गलती हो गया. Instead of creating somebody who can kill Indra, he created Vritrasura, who is supposed to be killed by Indra. Kya result? What result he wanted? Exactly ulta, 100% opposite. For one small mistake. And present day in Yagya, how many mistakes will be there? In every sentence there may be a mistake actually. What result we are going to get, you tell me? So ruled out. Ruled out. It is. Then we may ask, we are doing so many yajnas. At the end, the Pujari usually say that if any mistakes are there, that can be forgiven. Already all mistakes are there. At the end, सब कुछ कर दिया, बाकी बोला माफ कर लेना. बोल करके थोड़ा satisfied. हाँ, हमारा यज्ञ हो गया है, बहुत अच्छा हो. ठीक है, नरसिंह यज्ञ किया. अच्छा, नरसिंह भगवान को ठीक है, नरसिंह भगवान को कीर्तन भी कर सकता है. But then yajna is what everybody is going to impress. ठीक है, that be okay. But not that is the process to go back to God. That should be clear. You can do yajna for your personal reason. ठीक है भाई, हमारा घर में सबको बोले वो लोग यज्ञ करेंगे तो वो लोग मानेंगे. ठीक है, सबको यज्ञ. In Vrindavan temple opening, Krishna Balaram Mandir, Prabhupada arranged yajna by the local Brahmanas. And Kirtan was also going on. Anywhere Prabhupada installed, he never did all this yajna and all. Western countries, so many temples are open, no yajna. But then Prabhupada specifically made a yajna in Vrindavan because local public will think that without yajna, if you make the temple, already बोलते हैं अंग्रेजी मंदिर. अभी भी बोल रहे हैं अंग्रेजी लोग, बहुत लोग चला गया, वो नाम रह गया. Like ब्रिटिश वाला का नाम अभी भी चल रहा है, ऐसे चल रहा है. अभी भी अंग्रेजी लोग होगा, इतना नहीं है. पहला तो एवरीबॉडी वाज अंग्रेजी. पूजा से लेकर के श्रीपुत्र तक अंग्रेजी था उस समय से, क्योंकि डिवोट लोग ही करता था सब कुछ. अभी भी उस समय अंग्रेज वो बोल रहे तो अंग्रेजी वाला को कुछ आता नहीं, कौन सा मंत्र करी कुछ. ठीक है भाई, यज्ञ करो. सो लोक विचार पब्लिक के लिए. इनसाइड में तो आरती और हमारा कीर्तन चलता था, वही मेन चीज है. So we may do yajna just for for satisfaction of ourselves also, for others. But that is not the process for perfection to go back to God. But those days, it can be the process to go back to God. Lord Vishnu can come directly and accept the yajna's oblations also. So, yajna was the process for Treta Yuga, not for Kali Yuga, because it is practically impossible. And then comes Dwapara Yuga, the temple worship. In the temple worship also, very strict rules and regulations. Same thing applies of the ingredients. All the ingredients. We are offering so many ingredients to the Lord. Only Krishna knows which are all pure, which are not pure. So for purity, if you are going to search, you may not get any ingredient, by the way. So adjust करना पड़ता है. Temple worship में भी थोड़ा adjust करके. At the end of the day, we depend on Krishna. So by means of temple worship, achieving perfection, go back to Godhead, is ruled out again. But then, in this verse, specifically it is said that the benefit of the result of performing meditation in Satya Yuga, the result of performing yajna in Treta Yuga, the result of performing temple worship in Dwapara Yuga is achieved by chanting the holy names, nothing less. It is not that वो थोड़ा 100% है, ये 75 है, हमारा 25%, ऐसा नहीं. As much, why here it is said that because that process will take you to Godhead and this will also take you to Godhead. So that's why it is. It's not just because of how tedious the job is. What is the result? Because this is producing the result of taking you back home, back to Godhead. That is why it is said that the same you are going to do. So this is substantiated by different quotations given here. So in the Vishnu Puran also, in the purport you can see in the Vishnu Puran and Padma Puran, Brihat Naradiya Puran, three Puran mein bataya. And same thing, more or less same, whatever meditation in Satyuga, sacrifice and worship in Dwapara Yuga, and obtains by. Actually, sloka wordings is different, but the translation is more or less same. It's not only in Bhagavatam it is said. It is said in other three Puranas also. Vishnu Puran, Padma Puran, Brihat Naradiya Puran, these are all Mahapuranas. Very similar thing. And it is also mentioned in the purports, Jiva Goswami, quoting from Brahma, Vaivarta Puran. Jiva Goswami says, even in the age of Kali, the practice of austerity, meditation, deity worship, sacrifice, and all these things are not properly carried out even by most expert persons. These things are not carried out properly by the experts only, not the ordinary people. Somebody claims to be very expert in Kali Yuga, even that fellow cannot do it properly. Where will the ordinary fellows will go? Especially in Kali Yuga, already said, Dosha Nidhi, previous verse. Dosha Nidhi है, उसमें भी expert वाला वो भी बराबर नहीं कर सकता. And again, Jiva Goswami quotes that the most perfect penance to be executed in this world is the chanting the holy names of Krishna. In Kali Yuga, Jiva Goswami quotes saying that the perfect penance can be exhibited by chanting the holy name. What is that penance? Penance is that in spite of enjoying the material thing, you are doing chanting. This is something great penance. It is obviously, if you are suppose this kind of penance, so many people do. Everybody does penance actually. Politicians are doing penance. Narendra Modi is doing penance. Every day he is traveling. Every day बोलते रहता है. कुछ उनको problem नहीं. कोई you won't find that he is having cough or cold, fever, is not going करके. कभी सुना है? उनका schedule रहता है. Schedule सब बन जाते हैं 2-3 महीने का पहले. चलता रहता है. No program is cancelled because he is having fever, he is having cold, he is not able to speak. बोलते रहते हैं. उनको तो बोलना ही है. Is it penance actually? Especially, he's always on preaching mode. He's always on campaign mode. All the time.
He's fasting, he's traveling.
Huh?
Even when he's fasting.
That is the double penance. उनका क्या बोलता है वो दुर्गा क्या नवरात्रि. हाँ, मालूम नहीं किसी को मालूम नहीं पड़ता. कभी मालूम पड़ गया अमेरिका में गया था व्हाइट हाउस में, उधर मालूम पड़ गया कुछ खाया नहीं तो वो किधर जाता किधर मालूम नहीं पड़ता है. Then only people come to know. He is doing all lifetime actually. He is doing now also. अभी भी नवरात्रि गया, कोई बात नहीं किया उसका बाद. बाकी सब बात करता है. Is it not penance? And you go to any institute like IIT, you will find a lot of penance there also. People work midnight. That time only people are sleeping. They do it actually. You go to the experiment, especially chemistry laboratory. I have practically seen. Chemistry laboratory में जो PhD level research होता है ना, वो रात को ही chemical reaction क्योंकि कोई डिस्टर्बेंस नहीं रहेगा. दिन में डिस्टर्बेंस. वो प्रोसेस स्टार्ट करेगा कितना बजे? 10 बजे. पूरा रात तक जाएगा प्रोसेस. वो बैठना पड़ता है. You will find in chemistry department, chemistry laboratories, and lights are full on. Right? No austerity. People sleep in the floor in the office and do overnight work, There is some austerity. दिन रात बैठ के काम करते हैं. So their goal is to get some result, that is material result. So even that kind of people, their penance is of no value because it is aimed towards material thing. But somebody doing a similar penance for Krishna in the form of chanting the holy name, that is greatest Jiva Goswami says. Even though there are so many other things of enjoyment is there, the person leaves those enjoyment and tries to satisfy Krishna, that is the penance, which is a natural thing. But in Kali Yuga, the person is given extra credit. अरे इतना बहुत डिस्टर्बेंस फिर भी किया, चलो इनको. So in this way, it is explained here the only solution for all the problems. It's like one medicine for all the diseases. Super medicine is actually somehow or other spread the chanting of the holy names. That is why our movement is called Sankirtan movement. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has mercifully descended to start this process of chanting the holy names, which is actually nothing less than any other process of going back to Godhead. In fact, it is better than any other process. Because even if you do meditation and perfect it, you can only go up to the level of Vaikuntha. You perform all your sacrifice, Vishnu will come and take you to Vaikuntha. You worship the Supreme Lord as Narayana in the temple, perfect it, you will go up to Vaikuntha. Whereas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced the chanting the holy names of Krishna, by which one can develop the love of God. And that love of God can take you to Braj, Goloka Vrindavan. None of the process can take it. So here, it is mentioned, you will get the same result. Actually, it is underestimate. Minimum, you can say. Minimum, what you can equal means you go to Godhead. In Godhead, it is equal in the sense that it can take you to Vaikuntha. It can take you to the spiritual world. Let us say spiritual world. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu added another dimension of taking you into the, Goloka Vrindavan. And in Goloka Vrindavan also, in the topmost bhavas, Madhurya. And that is the greatest benefit. Harikirtanam can be anything actually. But Harikirtanam, by following the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and chanting the holy names and developing Braj Bhakti, Braj Bhav, Madhurya Bhav, that is possible by following the footsteps of Goswamis, following the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that process Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave. And that is the greatest to do. Mahavadam. Harikirtanam can be anything. Om Namo Narayana also is Harikirtanam. Sri Krishna Saranam Om is also Harikirtan. Om Namo Narayana is also Harikirtan. But in the form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the process of sadhana bhakti, following Rupa Goswami, and that is actually something very special in Kali Yuga. That is why this 10,000 years Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inaugurated the Sankirtan movement. So those who are taken to this process, they have to know that they are doing a process, something which is even better than the great yogis who would be doing the process in the Satya Yuga. It may look like an overstatement, but it is not. It's not an overstatement because that is the result. How can any other process? None of this process actually can take you back to God and dance with the Krishna in the Ras Leela. Not possible. It's a very, very, very selected people only can join that. So much so that even Lord Shiva is denied. What to speak of ordinary Tom, Dick and Harrys. He has to become Gopi actually. Gopeshwar Mahadev. He has to become Gopi. And Lord Krishna said, you be God for the Rasa study. Everybody dancing inside, he has to be God actually. वो भी उनको अच्छा लगा, ये भी ठीक है भाई. So the process of Krishna consciousness given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, elaborated by the Goswamis, given to us in the format that we can perform by Srila Prabhupada, it is the best process of going back to God. Nothing else can be compared. So even though it is equal in the sense that, taking you to the spiritual world, so we are having the process which is the ultimate. There is nothing better than this can be performed by anybody. So ultimate. So in this way, this is actually the concluding section of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Sukadeva Goswami is concluding saying that in the age of Kali, there are so many faults. No, only Hari Kirtanam is the best way. And this Hari Kirtanam is nothing less than any other process. And in fact, it is better than any other process. So with that, if we sincerely and seriously follow the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, practice our Krishna consciousness, so in all respects, we can achieve the perfection. We keep trying. So in that way, we can be on the way back to achieving the ultimate perfection of dancing with Krishna. Okay, we'll stop here. Any questions?
So all the four sampradayas also follow the same Sankirtan method, or
They don't all follow Sankirtan as the process, in the sense that, for example, Madhvas, they do their temple worship. They give more emphasis on Varnashrama. If you are in particular Varna, you do the activity in that Varna. In Sri Sampradaya, they also do Pancharatrika Vidhi of deity worship. They know that Sankirtan is good, but they don't take it as a process of perfection. Process of perfection means you know 16 round mala. कौन 16 round करता है? किसी के पास टाइम नहीं है. जाके पूछो कोई श्री वैष्णव बोलते हैं हम श्री वैष्णव हम पक्का है. At the best, what they will do? No, they will do some Saligram puja and go to temple. That's all. They don't do Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo. Who is chanting Om Namo? That is what Ramanujacharya said. Om Namo Narayana. That can liberate you. We went to one place. We went on Rameshwaram Yatra. You remember? Trikoshtiyur Karki. So there he got that mantra. He came on the temple top. Who are there in Rameshwaram Yatra? We were there, right? We were there, no? So he went to the temple. He called everybody in the village and said that everybody Om Namo Narayana bolo. Unka guru kya bola? You should not tell this mantra to anybody. It's secret. If you tell this, you'll go to hell. And he called everybody and told. And Guru was very upset. He came, what is this nonsense? He said that, let me go to hell, let these people be liberated. Who is chanting? ये तो बोला है रामानुजन ने बोला वो chanting, go find out. No. जैसे ओम नमो नारायण तू 2-3 बार बोल दिया तो हो गया. 16 माला थोड़ी करते हैं. But our संप्रदाय 64 राउंड करने के लिए हम तो कम करके 16 हो गया. और पूरा दिन कीर्तन सदा हरि है. गोट यानी गौड़िया मठ on top डोर स्टेप का ऊपर देखो आप क्या लिखा करके कीर्तन सदा हरि. तनादपि सुनिचेने तरोरेव सदस्मोन अमानेन मानदेन कीर्तने सदा हरि. ये होने के बाद कितने सदा हरि, ये गोल है. कितने सदा हरि मींस 24 आवर्स यू आर एंगेज्ड. कौन करता है? वो करने के लिए प्रोसेस है, वो करने के लिए प्रिपरेशन है. जो भी हम कर रहे हैं प्रिपरेशन का. एंड गोल इज कीर्तन. इफ यू आर कीर्तने सदा हरि, anytime you die you will be remembering Krishna only. No need to even worry about I will think of Krishna at the time of death or not. Our preparation is to make us think of all the time, whether any time. No, where's the question of not thinking? So every sampradaya, That is why they appreciate us, even though they don't agree with all that what we do. कम से कम लोग को भगवान का नाम है, अच्छा लोग है. They don't accept Westerners as devotee. फिर भी बोलते हैं भाई हम भी नहीं करते, ये लोग जपा करते, ठीक है भाई अच्छा लोग है. People accept the way Srila Prabhupada spread the holy name. They said, hats off, this is something unheard of. कोई सुना नहीं ऐसा, कोई सोचा भी नहीं. What to speak of others? Even in our own Sampradaya, people thought that maybe no, Prithvi means India करके सोचा. What to speak of others? But it is on the faith of the holy name that Prabhupada, instruction of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he said that Jaki dekhe. That is what is the result. Result determines the process. Otherwise, how is it possible? A 69 years old man and making an institution of 108 temples. एक मंदिर बनते बनते मर जाता लोग. अभी भी there are some temple president, they spend their whole lifetime making one temple only. It becomes a life's mission for some people to make just one small ashram. 108 temple and 10,000 devotees, Westerners, miniatures, unimaginable, unheard of. That's possible only when Krishna wants it, not otherwise. If we want it, nothing. एक जन को devotee बनना इतना मुश्किल पड़ता है. But Prabhupada is so humble in the Bhagavad Gita. The preface he writes, even by one person become a devotee, our mission is successful. That is humility. Already he has made so many devotees. He's writing one devotee. When he wrote the preface, you see, he wrote the Bhagavad Gita after Bhagavatam first canto is published. After so many things are published, Bhagavad Gita was written. Huh?
After the first edition was published, again he wrote the preface.
Already he made so many devotees. Already people made miniatures to chant Hare Krishna. But then humility. So in that way, yes, not that everybody is practicing as the way of perfection in spiritual life. They will do all the mantra and they will then Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. हम लोग मंत्र बोल दिए. वो Hare Rama से start करेगा हम लोग. सत्यनारायण पूजा कर दिया, हरे राम राम राम, हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण, हो गया हमारा. हमारा ऐसा नहीं होता है. रोज रोज छोला मोला करना पड़ता है. जरूरत पड़े तो ज्यादा करना. So the process given to us is it is an unimaginable gift actually. We don't understand and appreciate. We take it for granted. ठीक है, हम आ गया है करने के लिए बोल दिया हम कर रहे हैं. But it is something very very special, which can take us back to God and make us dance with the Krishna. If you start dancing for Krishna's tunes now, then you'll be able to match properly. So we have to plan how to dance according to Krishna's tunes. Krishna can play any tune he wants. You can't restrict him. So he changes the tune, you have to change the dance also. At the end, you have to dance. Prabhupada himself said that I am like a puppet in your hand. The way you want to make me dance. So you agreeing to be a puppet in the hand of Krishna. That is sacrifice. That is austerity. That is surrender. Anything else? That is answer to your question. Every sampradaya you appreciate. They also may do something, but they don't make it as a part of their sadhana, everyday thing. I don't have much information on that because their presence is not very much felt, but then I don't know.
They worship Radha Krishna.
Radha Krishna worshipping, okay. See, for example, in Sri Sampradaya, in the mutt, GRs will have very strict regulation, but they don't make their congregation to do it. Anybody and everybody will drink and tea, coffee and all. Nobody is stopping. No. इधर आएगा तो आप लोग को भी बोलते हैं काफी नहीं पीना है करके. तो it's not that only we are following and we are telling you to order. This is the very special thing Prabhupada did. If you want to be a follower, you do that. How many followers of Sri Sampradaya are following the strict regulation that the ashramite is a very minimal people. How many people are living in the ashram? जी अरे उनका असिस्टेंट कोई रहेगा बस उतना ही लोग, बाकी लोग कांग्रेगेशन है, अपना अपना घर में रहता है. कितना लोग फॉलो करते हैं? In fact, the pujari is going to do puja for the deity. He will take a hot coffee and then he will go and do puja. How much it got infiltrated into the system, you see. That is the Srila Prabhupada's unique contribution. He didn't compromise. For the Westerners, not Indian. Indian को छोड़ो, ये तो सुधरने वाला नहीं है. इसको बोल बोल के थक गया. कोई सुधरेगा नहीं. सिस्टम को बदलना है तो उधर जाके बदलो. वो ब्लैंक स्लेट में भरा, ये ऑलरेडी लिख दिया, इसको क्या करेगा? कंफ्यूजिंग है. ब्लैंक स्लेट में स्टार्ट करना. तो उनको बोलने के बाद हम लोग भी कर रहे हैं. तो the followers doing the same standard of the sadhana of the ashramites is important. Gaudiya mission. Because Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was strong. In his footsteps we are doing. All ashrams, ashram lives are different, followers' lives are different. I don't know what Nimbarka Sampradaya because I don't have much information. You can find out.
In the body Sampradaya also, everybody is not living key. Chant
Gaudi Sampradaya means?
Gaudiya Vaishnava
Means?
Sampradaya means like those are the God brothers of Prabhupada and they're having their.
I don't see. Gaudiya Math also they may be following. That may be the bottom line because that is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati system. But let us talk about ISKCON. What is happening outside, I don't know. What is happening in ISKCON? Prabhupada has set a system, Prabhupada has set a standard. So we are following. And that is highest standard. I don't see anywhere. Because I am commenting because I personally know. All my friends are Shri Vaishnavas. Now I know what they do. Can you imagine? Forget, I don't think he may be Vaishnava, he may be Brahmin, Smarta. I said this also one time. In my BE, in the college hostel, in our college hostel, there used to be veg mess, non-veg mess, vegetarian mess, non-vegetarian mess. So, can you imagine? His name is Iyer. Iyer, he is a Brahmin. And he is in non-veg mess. I'm not telling a story, it's personal. I forgot. His name is Venkat. Name Venkat hai, Brahmin hai, non-veg mess. I asked him, hey, you are in, I am in veg mess. In my family, we eat non-veg. It's not a big thing. But I was in veg mess. This one is non. I said, Are bhai, I am supposed to be non-veg and you are supposed to be veg. Ulta kya hai? Arey sab chalta hai. So this is the standard. What is the standard actually? Tell me. Usko, forget about this fellow. His father is paying the bill because bill goes to father. No, उसमें लिखता है non-veg करके. वो भी बोलता नहीं कुछ. वो भरता है पैसा. तो ये standard है. How much standard? This is what it is. Spiritual means you go to some temple, you become, very, kind of appearing to be like a religious person. All these people who are working and here and there and all, what they do, they are not following anything. But I'm not saying everybody is like that. Let us not assume that. But there are also families who are very strict. Even in my own place, I know the Brahmin's family, they won't eat onion garlic. This is an exceptional case, by the way. This is not to say that everybody is like that. This fellow is an eccentric character anyway. He's a crazy fellow anyway. But at least I want to give that idea. But Brahmin hoki kya? But there are families, even in my own time, there are families where they won't eat onion garlic in their house. That is also there. Some are there always. But then, the greatest thing that we got from Prabhupada is that he has given the process unadulterated. And that process which can actually qualify us to achieve the perfection. without any doubt. That we have to be convinced of. There is nothing lacking, nothing less. That oh, अरे हम लोग खाली chanting कर रहे हैं, उनका पास इतना बड़ा यज्ञ किया था, इतना बड़ा ये किया था, वो लोग ज्यादा कर रहे हैं, नहीं कर रहा है. बस इतना you should be convinced. That much you should be convinced. Even though it may look like something very simple, it is the sublime. And if this is the process which can actually purify your heart and qualify Supreme Lord to come and sit in your heart, not anything else. Any elaborate yajna, any elaborate worship, any elaborate kumbhabhishek, bada kumbhabhishek kiya, ye kiya, wo kiya, mela kiya, ये सब heart को clean करने के लिए, that is not the process. Process is this. That much should be convinced.
Prabhupada said, I don't want disciples in numbers. I want quality disciples. Maybe a few. I want quality.
Quality is more important, yes. You have 10,000 people, what's the use of 10,000 people? They will be burden on you. 10 people is enough. Why 10,000 people? Because our teaching is na dhanam, na janam. Janam means followers. I have got so many. That will only give me ego, no? Then our idea is to give up ego, no? Humility concept. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundari, kavitamba, jagadisa kamya. ये सब छोड़ेगा तो आएगा ना. ये सब पकड़ के रखेगा तो कहाँ progress करेगा. Humility.
What personality Prabhupada is the greatest miracle that he converted those hippies into devotees. In the American government at that time, they were totally bothered by them. They were spending billion and billion dollars to rectify them. But it was Prabhupada. Totally changed them.
Okay.
What is the ultimate mercy of Mahaprabhu Chaitanya Dev and this 10,000 years? That even the demigods want to have births in this Kali Yuga.
Yes. Yes. It may look like, is it true or not? But then the fact is that it is true. we are not digest नहीं हो रहे. ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? ये demigod. Sometimes you don't know your own fortune. Fortunate souls, those who are taken up. But then we should not be complacent saying that हम तो सब हो गए fortunate. वो नहीं है, beginning है. How much more we can put effort to more and more progress, that is important. Otherwise, just to stay in the same place is not intelligence. How much effort I am putting to purify my heart more, how much effort I am putting to progress more, how much effort I am putting to advance more. We know ourselves where we are standing. Nobody needs to come and tell us how much I am putting effort. That should be there. Determination should be there.
We are not devotees, we are trying to become devotees. We are in the school of Prabhupada, the spiritual school of Prabhupada to become a
we are still in the elementary class actually. We think we are already in the PhD.
He just got the admission.
He just got admission now. The more you put effort, the more you want to, you feel that the more you are lacking. That is the mood of the great advanced devotees also. So we have to develop that mood. So we will progress steadily. Any questions, Sridhar Swami Pad? No question?
No, just have a doubt, Prabhu. Means just
Yes.
regarding this, our current weekly shlokas in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the discussion between the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Tattvavadis when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu South India Yatra. So
Yeah.
there he defeated the Tattvavadis regarding the Varnashram system and the love of God.
Yeah.
So by reading this, how do I ask? Why did they do not change their means their way of practicing the devotional service? Means after, do they have this script like the Madhvacharya's followers? Or because last time also I asked you that Madhvacharya also, his main preaching was Krishna Bhakti, but I've seen also that most of them so-called Madhvacharya, they are more on the religious rituals process. So do they have the same means the meeting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and their
The
conversation?
Yeah, they had a conversation. They agreed at the end. They agreed that what you are saying is okay, but our acharya has taught us like this, so we will follow like this. So they are very loyal to their guru. So nothing wrong. So let them. They don't. They see, there are two things in an argument. Suppose you are in a conversation. Sometimes you agree, but then after that you agree to disagree also. You may
Okay.
agree other person's point. Okay, what you are saying is correct, but this is the way I am doing because my guru taught and I will just follow this. So all the best. You do your thing, I do my thing. Like that they departed. So there, the idea of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not to convert them also. The idea is to give the emphasis that because we are in that Madhva Sampradaya, so for us he is teaching that this is what it is, so that it is for us. It is not to convert them to Gaudiya Vaishnavism. It is to teach us that you are in Madhva Sampradaya, we are in Madhva Sampradaya, but don't get confused with their teaching and our teaching. This is different and that is different, like that. So in that sense, it is for us to understand the thing. But no, they didn't really change because change maybe 1 or 2% changing, not as a whole institution changing. That is not expected, and that is what the purpose also actually.
Okay, so this is also depend on the bhava also, Prabhu, means their way, means mood of how to say serving the Lord.
Because see, I am supposed to take one class on the conversation between Ramananda Rai and
Yeah.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The very first thing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has, what is the best thing? Ramananda Rai said, Varnasrama Dharma. And
Yes.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, rejected it actually. He said,
Yes.
go
Yes.
further. This is not the thing. So that is what they are doing. So you can
Yeah.
imagine how many steps behind they are. The first
Okay.
thing is for somebody who considered to be the perfection of life, it's only Varnashrama, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, you go further. So that is where they are. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's purpose was not to completely change them, but he wanted to make it clear where do they stand, where do we stand, because we are the same sampradaya. So we should not get confused and then go to their ashram and stay there. So for us, he has taught us, don't go there. We are doing something better.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everybody will go then, अरे तो हम तो मध्वाचार्य संप्रदाय है, तो उधर ही जाके बैठ देंगे, उधर तो अष्टम मठा है. There are 8 matas there. उधर जाके एक मठा में बैठ जाएगा, पालीमार मठ में बैठ गया, वो जरूरत नहीं है. तो उसके लिए हमारे लिए teaching है. It is for us to clearly know that where do we stand and where do other sampradayas stand, so that we will be more loyal. See, you can imagine sometimes people come to Prabhupada and they leave. Whereas Tattvavadis, even after knowing their philosophy is inferior, they didn't want to leave. So how much loyalty they are teaching us. So we should take that lesson, and how much we should be loyal to Srila Prabhupada, who has given us this process. Even if it is so, in spite of so many mistakes may be there, we should still be loyal to a person who has given a greatest gift, Sometimes people are not. इधर अच्छा नहीं है, उधर अच्छा नहीं है. These are all like a shopping complex में जाके आइटम खरीदने के लिए जाता है. आइटम खरीदने वाला चीज नहीं है spiritual life. आइटम खरीदना थोड़ी है. Sometimes you come, ये ठीक है, ये मंदिर में ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक नहीं, ये ठीक नहीं है. Suppose you are in a family. In your family, suppose your brother has some problem, your father has some problem, mother has some. Okay, you change the family. ये घर ठीक नहीं है, मैं पड़ोसी का घर अच्छा है, वो आंटी अच्छा आंटी है, वो अंकल अच्छा है, वो उनको मैं माँ मानेगा, उसको मैं पिता मानेगा, हो जाएगा क्या? घर में घर तो घर है. You are born there, you have to live there only. No, you cannot just keep changing because of something. So we should know that problem is not outside. The whole thing is problem is within us. That we are not recognizing because we cannot admit our problem. It's all perspective. If we have right perspective, there's nothing is wrong actually. Everything is manageable. Everything is manageable. There's no problem. Problem is we are not able to digest it. We are not able to see the other things. We don't know how to actually overcome the problem. How to see higher things so that lower things become insignificant. We are only seeing the problem. It becomes so big. We are not able to see the vision, how to cross this problem and make this problem small. The problem cannot be made small independently, but you'll have to make your goal bigger so that problem becomes small. If my goal is something bigger, if my idea is to concentrate on that, the problem will become insignificant. I don't worry about the problem. So in that way, we have to see that we have got the greatest gift, and we have to now show how, when we see that so many people are loyal to their own institution, we should be loyal to our institution. That is something we can learn from Madhvas, if at all you want to learn something. Because at the conversation, if you read the same thing, that Acharya will say that we agree with you, but our Acharya taught like that, we are going to follow. That you will find out. So you see how much loyalty he has got.
Okay.
All right. So you
Thank
are
you,
what?
bro.
You are in Pune now?
No, Prabhu. Mayapur only, Prabhu.
Okay. So that transfer did not happen, or